How did the experience last night go? I know the circumstances are not ideal, and it seems like, for you, a lot of those circumstances haven't been the way you draw them up. But to get in, I know was important to you, and to play the way you did was what?
Yeah, I mean, just again, get the feet wet, and the team played pretty good in the third period, so I didn't have to do a whole lot. But again, I've been trying to just take it day by day, learn from the past experiences between being up here and some of the games down in the American League, and just work on becoming a better player every day.
Yeah, when we saw you last, I know you took that one to heart, and then you went down shortly thereafter. What did you learn from that night that you applied to your game and that you want to make sure you apply now that you're back?
Yeah, I think just cleaning up some areas away from the puck, making sure I'm crisp and sharp and getting to the areas of my paint that I need to. And you know what, there's been some games that haven't necessarily gone mine or the team's way over the last month or so. And obviously you want to win every game, but that's not necessarily the reality. And just take those games as an opportunity to build off of the areas you feel you're strong at and the areas you feel you want to develop a little bit more. And at the end of the day, you get to come to the rink and play hockey, and so that's the best part.
How have you found fighting through traffic and screens in the American League versus the NHL? What are the differences?
I mean, I think guys are physically more mature in the National League, and the guys are much better at tipping pucks here than down there, and just managing where I'm at in my paint and making sure I can still be mobile and get to rebounds. So try to track pucks as best as I can, and granted you can't stop everything that gets tipped, and like I said, just do whatever I can to stop as many as I possibly do.
Do you find your own body movement changes a little bit? And do you have to move a little bit more in the NHL versus the AHL?
I think I'd like to be a little bit further out, especially shots between the dots. And the American League, it's a little bit slower, so you can kind of get away with being a little bit deeper. The guys are so good here. If you can take half an inch or an inch, I think it's going to make a big difference, and that's an area we've been emphasizing over the last 3-4 weeks. Is when I do get the opportunity to come back here, that I'm able to take that next step and try to put myself in a good position.
I know it's kind of been stunted and up and down, but if you go back to about a year ago in April when you played your first NHL game to where we are now, how much more settled or comfortable do you feel at this level now?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you get a handful of games under your belt and start to learn more about the league in terms of the opponents, the systems, the lifestyle, and it's a daily thing where you want to come to the rink and try to put your best foot forward. And like I said, there's days that aren't necessarily the prettiest, but those are the ones that you can look back on and hopefully find the most reward out of in terms of finding ways to get better.
Mentally, have you changed anything, made any adjustments mentally? Because again, to that stunted and that up and down, and not the way you would draw it up, but have you mentally kind of approached things differently?
No, I don't think so. I think maybe the only things I'm changing is what kind of shoes and suits I'm wearing to the game.
Fair.
No, but I think just try to keep things somewhat light, and I trust in my process, and that what I'm doing is works for me, and at the same time you don't want to change what's not broken. So there's adversity, but at the same time when you feel good about yourself, and even when the outcomes don't come, that's what you want to feel.
Is it similar? I mean, when you look at evolution, right through the whole hockey career, you're going to go through these phases where you take the next step, and eventually there's an adjustment period, whether junior and then AHL. Like, does it feel kind of similar when you go through each of those stages? There's that little adjustment period, and eventually it's you find a way to make it work for your game.
Yeah, I mean, every time you change teams, whether you're going up, you're going down, there's certainly an adjustment period, and you try to say there's not, but you're changing environments in terms of different players, different coaches, different opponents, and at the end of the day, you just got to try to come to the rink and put your head down and work. And my job is to try to keep as many pucks out of the net. So if I can do that and just give the team a chance to win, that's all I can do.